Hi babies, and welcome back to Monday's episode. This is the channel where we bring to you the most taboo topic of the week and help you step right into your pleasure. And what a better way to do so than kicking off the week with this episode of 7 different ways how to make yourself the best lover possible. But before we cruise through these 7 different tricks of being the best lover, I'm gonna get you to do one thing for me. I'm gonna get you to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up, because every single Monday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Central Time is when I bring to you the most taboo topic of the week, and we're gonna walk you right into your pleasure. But first, let's address this lighting situation. I apologize for this lighting. I decided to film Sunday night, so super late. But I was camping this weekend and we did a bunch of zoomies, and so I just got recharged and it's like 10 p.m. right now, so it's a little bit dark and my lighting is a little bit wonky, but if you can bear with me through the video, I promise it will be worth it. Now let's get started with what you guys actually came here for, and it's to obviously better yourself at being a better lover. So to kick things off, we're gonna start with educating yourself on sex and sexuality, which essentially is what you're doing by watching me. But I'm sure you are also subscribed to many other sex educators, and you maybe are listening to a podcast, an audiobook, maybe you're reading, maybe you're just searching the web, or maybe you're talking to somebody close that knows a lot about sex, but you're doing something to educate you on your body and your partner's body so that you can be a better lover. And you will find when you are sourcing your sex education, you will come across different opinions and false images on sex itself and the way it's supposed to be. But educating yourself on sexuality and how your body works and how your partner's body works is going to enhance the pleasure. The more you understand, the more pleasure you will be able to receive and give. Number 2 is gonna be ditch the judgment. Get into a mindset where you can be open to learning and exploring. Maybe you're looking up different kinks or how to spice things up in the bedroom. Maybe you're dabbling into dirty talk or erotic poetry or sexting. But the main thing is, if your partner's sexual taste is different than yours and you don't judge that, you can learn how to explore that and meet your partner halfway to see if you can please them in a way that kind of suits their needs and you feel comfortable doing it yourself without judgment, with no shame, just coming from a more loving, caring place. Because let's face it, once you cast that shame and that judgment on somebody, they're going to shut and they're not going to feel like they're able to open up to you again, which can cause problems in all aspects in your relationship, but especially in the bedroom, because you are at a vulnerable state with somebody that you're supposed to trust. So leave the judgment at the door. If you're going to think about it, just keep it internally and try to not have it on your face at all. But I promise you, if you go into it with no judgment, no shame, then the experience will be much better for both parties. So number 3 is going to be one of the most important things to me, as I think it should be for everybody, and it's to learn how to communicate. Learn how to communicate your wants, your needs, and your desires. Things that you want to bring into the bedroom, maybe things that aren't going so well in the bedroom, or things that are going good and that you want to see more of. Because you don't want to be just giving the negatives, but you also want to be telling them what they are doing good as well. Because a lot of people respond really well to affirmations and not just constructive criticism. So when you're communicating these tough, difficult conversations over to your partner, because let's face it, talking about sex isn't always going to be easy, but you want to make sure you're in a safe space and your partner is in a place where they can receive something like this. Their head's in a good space to actually have a constructive conversation around sex. When you're having these conversations, you want to make sure you check your tone. You want to make sure you check your wording. You're not saying anything that's going to be offensive. So make sure you go in with a kind of pre-planned layout of how you want this conversation to go. It's not something that you just kind of fly with the seam of your pants. It's something that you want to have a little bit more structure to, so you don't say hurtful things or you don't step on anybody's toes. But communication is ultimately the best form of lubrication. Number 4 4 is gonna be don't let your ego get in the way. Now, this is one of the hardest things to do and the hardest things to achieve. And I think this is more so of a practice because day to day it can vary. Ditching your ego in a sense when your partner gives you feedback and it might not be exactly what you want to hear, try not to take offense to it, but try to learn from it and see where they're coming from. As your partner is the one receiving the pleasure that you are giving, you don't necessarily know what they are feeling without them actually openly being able to express that to you. So if you want to create a clean line of communication, then you're going to have to kind of put your ego to the side and allow your partner to express themselves, just like you should be expressing yourself. Number 5 is going to be paying attention to those non-verbal cues, meaning things that are not said, things that are shown. Body language, body language, body language. This will tell you so much about what your partner is experiencing, what they are feeling without them saying, oh fuck yes. Maybe it's little moans, maybe it's sheet grabs, maybe it's covering their own mouth, maybe it's taking really deep breaths and circulating that sexual energy, or the way that their body is contracting when they're having an orgasm. These are some things that not everybody can fake and that tend to be really genuine, especially if you are with a good partner who is capable and who is open to expressing themselves organically. Trust me when I say, if you start noticing these nonverbal cues, your partner is going to notice those things, and that is a complete turn on when your partner is actually paying attention to you. And the fact that you're interested in their pleasure too, like boom, those are brownie points right there. Number 6 is going to be sex doesn't stop just with a male orgasm. If you believe that sex ends with the man ejaculating, then you definitely have to learn how to be a better attentive lover. Sex ends when both parties involved are sexually satisfied. That doesn't necessarily mean orgasm, that can mean straight up just pleasure. Hell, nobody could orgasm and it can still be lots of pleasure. Plus, on the flip side, premature ejaculation is something that a lot of men actually struggle with. So if you're hitting the 3 to 5 minute time marker for finishing, then, or even less sometimes, then yeah, your female or your vulva lover is most likely not going to be getting an orgasm in that time frame. So that's when you would do more foreplay. Maybe you would go for another round, maybe you would bring out another toy until that partner is satisfied as well. Because we have to remember, sex is just not one-sided. It takes a partner or partners all involved to all be satisfied. Now, number 7, last but not least, and it is aftercare. It's gonna be the cuddles, the cleanup, the loving, the affirmations, whatever the aftercare looks like for you to check in on your partner to make sure everything is good, everything is Gucci. Aftercare is very potent in the BDSM community because of the increased level of hormones and excitement happening in the sexual act. And then after, there's a decrease and a drop back down to kind of normal levels, let's say, where this can leave you in a dark place. So this is why aftercare is extremely important, especially in the BDSM community, to make sure your partner is okay and everything feels fine and that they feel safe. Because let's face it, once you're done, you don't just turn over and go to sleep, and you don't just get up and leave. You spend a couple of minutes with your partner. Maybe it's 2, maybe it's 5 minutes. You check in on them. You do basic life loving, okay? Pay attention to them, make them feel loved, make them feel appreciated. It's really not that hard. And like I said, it doesn't need to be hours on end. It can be 2 to 5 minutes or anything around that time frame. One thing I would like to add in is all really good sex has these 3 things in it: foreplay, some form of intercourse, and aftercare. Each one of them is equally important to be an optimal lover. So if you follow all of these 7 tips, I promise you it's gonna help you be a better lover in the bedroom, be more attentive, give them the care that they need, show them the affection that they crave and they desire. These 7 tips are essentially going to strengthen your bond with your partner in the bedroom, in the intimacy world, so that you guys can be better lovers together. So if you enjoyed this video and you want to share it along, maybe pass it on to a lover, pass it on to a friend or a partner or partners, be my guest. The more people that we have talking talking about these 7 steps, the better chance that we will have way better sex than just average sex. Because who wants just average sex? No, nobody. We want the good. Okay, let me know what you guys want to talk about on Thursday, as Thursday is definitely new to me over here, so I'm kind of just trying to feel out the wave on what everybody wants to hear, what everybody wants to talk about. So if you can drop it into the comments below, head over to my Instagram and give that a follow, and make sure you subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you babies on Thursday for another video. Okay, I love you.